again, this is your guy Parag from GMS, Virginia. And from time to time, I watch this guy. I know he had how you said, a disagreement with a camp, Hebrew Israelite camp. I forgot which one. He goes by the name Anton Davis. He has a couple podcasts. And I watched this one. There's a chick named Vicky. She says she has a man that she's been dealing with for a while. She has a sneaky link. She basically said the sneaky link she has better pleasure. And this has been pretty much the norm, has been transformed into the norm of the so-called black woman here in America, to have a bunch of men, to have one man here and another one somewhere else. You know, when you go across other places across the world, that's why I find it funny that Christianity, that's why, Christianity day by day is becoming to be made a joke. The same Bible that you read from, it tells you about what's supposed to be done to adulterous women and men, and that men who commits an adultery. And this is far, only in Christianity and Catholicism you see this foul play that's being done. And the so-called black woman is being a tool, as like the new tool for sex. Meaning, prior to the so-called black woman really being elevated to the platform that they are now. Prior, they were very humble. You didn't really, they was around because, of course, Esau used them as a sexual. They were tools. They were, they were concubines of the so-called white man. So a lot of them were just sexual objects. But Esau took it to the next level. One thing he did was over-sexualize our people. He over-sexualized the boys of our nation and the women of our nation. But he has taken the woman to another standard, another height. So, the women's rights, women's liberation, and, not having any punishment for adultery. Let me get that real quick. I'm pretty much done. You saw the chick. So, let me get that adultery. When you go across other places across the world, it tells you that, God damn it. Salaki. Goddamn B. So, when you go across other places of the world, the punishment of a woman committing adultery is death, her head, or AK down or shot. It was a great punishment, even for the men. So it says, Proverbs 16:32, but whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. I mean, when you really look at it, and again, due to the rap music and the bad, fucked up music that's been given to us, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, reggaeton, and rap music, that's one thing that they teach the most. But that's why, again, it's crazy that we even had to explain that going in behind another man and messing with another man's woman is crazy. You would think people would, understand it, but they don't. They don't see nothing wrong with it. Here it is, a man. Okay, you wouldn't want nobody's feces on you. You wouldn't want nobody's piss on you. So why would you want to go in a woman that his man's semen has been into her, or who knows what they have done, or what type of sexual endeavors that they do. Well, we all know we're not supposed to go in an anal and certain things how we're not supposed to conduct ourselves. But the point is this, you know, sweat, slob, kissing, etc., fluids, that's not supposed to be swapped and interchanged. And that's why the so-called black woman is the number one leading ones with all types of STDs and diseases and stink vaginas, because the pH balance is off, and again, they're fucking everything. And you're not, as a woman, you're not supposed to basically have your legs open as a crook. We all know, the fate of a whore is not nothing nice. It's either drugs or mental assailant. But again, the reason why these women feel, as if they're doing nothing wrong is because Esau has put the battery in their back. So let me get out of here. There's something real quick. So yeah, Hebrews 13:4, marriage is honorable in all, in the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers Yahweh shall will judge. It says Ezekiel 20:14, thou shalt not commit adultery. Let me see this. Deuteronomy 22:22. Hold on. I would read, if I was you, I would read Deuteronomy 22, because it's very, important about the importance of, purity. A woman being a virgin and not playing a whore. But I'm gonna get to the point. I'll go to verse 21. Like I said, you can read it, the chapter, but I'm gonna just go to the points. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. And this is when, if a man takes a damsel, and if she's not a virgin, and nothing was told to the father about this, they have the right to put the bitch away. Because again, that's why a man is supposed to keep short watch over his daughter. And a woman should not supposed to be out there shaming her father or her mother. See, again, prior to us coming to the West in captivity, slavery, we was a upstanding class society of people, manner of people. Of course, we fell, and again, we went into them other idols, and we became like heathens, doing all types of dysfunctional and abominations. And that's why that's why the Lord even permitted polygamy through a man having multiple wives. You can take it however you want it. Who gives a fuck how you feel? But a woman was not supposed to be a whore. So it says, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. So it shouldn't be no, they're not supposed to be given light, given a platform. Oh, his thing was small. I wasn't getting no pleasure. And, all these women, they always talking some shit, always playing victim. Why they did this and why they did that. But if a woman knew that she would mess around on the dude, and certain things like this still happen to this day, even amongst other countries, but it's not on a wide scale that you see here in America, because they know that's their ass, man. The woman know if they commit adultery, if a man commits adultery and are found, they're out of here, man. It's not no, yo, I'm gonna give you such and such, such and such, because that even goes back into the law of jealousy. When a man suspects his wife committing adultery, he would not regard a pension or a fee, so to speak. So it said, both men that lay with the woman and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel. You see that? Put away evil. But I don't know. So for some reason the black women don't, our people don't see, the importance of this, man. Our people don't see the what you have. So what has happened is a lot of dysfunction. A lot of women have, you know, crossed men, burnt bridges. They have children by men, right? And then they go fuck somebody else right after they had a baby. Man, that's the most. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's one of the hardest things that, as a man, to get over or even deal with. Here it is. You done put seed in a woman, and first of all, she's not a virgin. But let's say you have a virgin, and you put your seed in her, and all of a sudden you taking care of her. You doing things for her. Y'all have a child, and she go slurp somebody else down. She go gargle somebody else down, and she open her legs up. That's something, and women don't see nothing wrong with that, because again, in the society we live in, it's taught that sexual liberation, my body, I do what I want, and again, it's been an open attack for men here in America. So what has happened is has been a strategic plan to destroy the minds of men, so they can just be on, just basically just mentally fucked, feel ashamed, not wanted. So basically, it's just an easy takeover. So now, easy, the New World Order can flow in nice and easy, because it was a plan going to the book of the New World Order. What is a plan? Was a strategic plan to destroy the family. And again, how much more easier to take a people which were dysfunction, fucked up, oppressed, and you give a nigga that's hungry, starving, a piece of bread, and you dangle it in front of his face. Of course he gonna fucking follow you to go eat it. And that's our people. That's how our people become, because our people were hungry. We didn't have nothing. We were deprived of everything, So our people, so the so-called white man, he tried to switch it and make it seem like he went from enemies to our friend. And here go our friend, so-called friend, made it seem like he's our friend, our buddies. So he dangled this piece of bread. He said, "Follow me. I'll give it to you if you just do this. I'll give you this." But and go at the end of it is death. So going back. Okay. Get the point. So, damn, it was one that I wanted. Hold on. So, Titus 2:1 said, "But you must teach what agrees with sound doctrine. Instruct the older men to be sober." So again, that cuts out a man one even desiring another man's woman. Sensible and self-controlled. Because again, Esau rules and teaches no discipline, and just sexual and over sexualizing lust. Let me see. Esau teaches lust, and lust will get you into a lot of trouble. If you think only with your rod, or a woman think only with her her emotions, hey, that can get you destroyed out here. Usually intense or unbridled sexual desires, lasciviousness. Let's look at the lasciviousness. Filled with or showing sexual desire, lewd, lustful, an intense longing, craving. Concupiscence, strong desire. Yep, going back to Esau, eroticism. Eroticism, an erotic theme or quality, a state of sexual arousal. And that's, this is Esau's erotic theme. This is how he rules in his kingdom. He teaches everything to be sexual and about lust. You know, but here it is. Once you do the thing that Esau teaches, and it's a how you call it? It's a what's the word for it? It's like it's a snare because here it is. If the so-called black woman, okay, here it is. They teach you to be a whore, right? And look at Sukiana, Sexy Red, and the modern, Little Kim, right? They teach you to be a whore, but then there's a bunch of backlash behind it, right? Then if a man, so-called black man, if he goes around impregnating women and he just go out there thinking with his rod, he gets punished for it. And even the so-called black woman, she gets punished for it. So that just it's a double standard. So my point is this: here it is. Esau teaches you to be lewd and lust and be sexual willed, but he punishes you for it. So again, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So it says in this world we live in, cocaine use is very high and uh, uh, sexual favors and sexual endowment, and however you say it, is very high. Once you're sexed out, you're through. Once you burn yourself out, you done had men on men, women on women, 2, 3 men at one time, gang banged. You done slurped up a gang of dudes, or once you go into them type of rooms and them avenues, you're fucked out, man. And it just gets worse from there. Like I said, the fate of a whore is not nothing pleasant, man. So it says in the same way, and you can just look at when you look at the chick, you can just look at and just see doubt, hurt, pain, trauma. But again, our trauma and our dysfunction, it's if you don't get help, if you don't get comfort from the pain in this society that Esau has done to our people, it has to be, how you say it has to come out somewhere. And a lot of our women, and our men, they go to whatever that feels good. I know a lot of women that deep down inside, due to them going through fucked up lives, they go into like sex work and not having fathers, etc. They go into anything that's pleasurable. That's why. But you can just see the dark. It's just a dark presence upon them. So it says, in the same way, instruct the older women to behave as women should who live a holy life. You see that? Because it's the most. Me and a brother Ara from North Carolina, we get up often, and we just be out and about, and the worst thing is seeing old women, or old just old women in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s, still thinking they got it, just out. Like, bitch, go home, man. Don't you got some fucking food to cook for the next morning? Don't you got some grandkids to watch? You out here, that's it's the most pathetic. It ain't nothing fancy or fashionable about it, man. That really just shows you failed in life, man. And the chick that was on the video, she 12 o'clock at night, you sitting in the car. Like, what you got your priorities fucked up. You can tell she's overweight, obese, But this is, this is what the image of the beast. And if our people take hold and can't learn how to detach from it, it will destroy you. They must not be slanderers. Look at the word slanderer. Let me see. A person who slanders someone damages their reputation by making a false spoken statement about them. Let's go to Merriam. The utterance of false charges or misrepresentations which defame and damage another's reputation. So here it is. Since the so-called black woman has, she's in dysfunction. She never really had a father. Her mother half of the time hated her, taught her wrong, and she's in a lost state. She's fucked up mentally. All she does is slander. The black man this, the black man that, the black man this, the black man that, and the black this. Just slander and everything. She never accept any her fuck ups, her wrongdoings. Always play victim. Just slander. Just always talking shit. We all have been around the nigga woman. That just all she do is sit there and talk shit. Pointing the finger. Can't tell her nothing. And like I said, this, how you say it? The evidence is done now. The evidence is being showed and seen that, misery loves company. A person cleaves to what he likes. A gate shows what he is. And, what is it? The fruit, you reap what you sow. When you see these older women and you see all this type of drama, you go over their crib, loving hip hop, drama, everything drama. That just shows you their dysfunction. They all out and about. They wearing skimpy, whorish clothing. That shows they're wearing wigs. That just shows you the type of person they are. A false and defamatory oral statement about a person. You see that? So going back. So it says, they must not be slanderers or slaves to wine. The nigga woman love fucking out drinking, boy. And the Puerto Rican woman, so-called Puerto Rican woman, they're heavy slanderers too. Those are the tribes I've been around, the so-called black women, the so-called Puerto Ricans. And I can actually sit there and say, God damn it, those two tribes of people, especially women, are damn near the same. So it says they must teach what is good in order to train the younger woman to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure. But the black women here in America, they have no control, man. They can't control their mouth. They can't control their emotions. They can't control their outbursts. They just slander. They're always just talking shit. Always talking shit. They have no control. And it's funny because a lot these they're not tolerating that shit, man. See, here in America, Esau loves that the nigga Keisha's dysfunction, boy, because he benefits off of it. It costs him a little bit of money, but but it's good for society. It's good for business. That nigga woman's dysfunction is good for business. And he uses that to break us, fuck up our children, and to fuck us up as being a nation. Because can't nothing come out of that. How can you get anywhere in society where your own woman look at you and is envious of you, hates you, slanders you, talks shit, and can't be controlled? In these other nations, when a nigga woman get that passport and think she can, go over there and slander them people, she gets punished, man. So it says, and to be good housewives. Hold on. Yeah, to be self-controlled and pure, and to be good housewives who submit themselves to their husbands. Oh man, that's kryptonite to the nigga woman here in America. So that no one will speak evil of the message that comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. In the same way, urge the young men to be self-controlled. See, because the Lord has he set up, order. It's Yahweh Shah, the man, the woman, and the woman have control over the children. So when a man is in his right mind, whatever he lays down, which is righteous in his household, the woman is supposed to, how you say, instill that in the minds of the children, not teach them how to manipulate and how you say, do side deals. Like for instance, right? You tell your children to do a certain thing, but then the child comes to the mother and it talks like a fucking little baby, and the mother goes behind the father or the man's how you say, his order. See, that teaches little kids to go out into society and to be little fucking derelicts, man. So it says, so that no one will speak evil of the message that comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. In the same way, urge the young men to be self-controlled, but hey, all you get now is thuggo. That's why, these so-called niggas that come from underneath the matriarchy, the single mother, he just as bad as her. When you look at the so-called black man, 9 times out of 10, you just looking at his mother just as a man. In all things, you yourself must be an example of good behavior. Be sincere in service in your teaching. Use sound words that cannot be criticized, so that your enemies may be put to shame by not having anything bad to say about us. But that's pretty much it. I didn't even mean to make this video this long. Hey, with that, hey, shalom.